Before we start in, just a reminder that the rules of order are in the back. And as a reminder for this evening with the interview portion of it, to help kind of keep things moving along so we can all get home safely tonight with the weather. We'll take some public comment if there is any at the end of each candidate. Any comments or questions will be directed to me, and we can pass them on to the candidate if we feel it is a viable question or comment that we can answer. With that, we'll start here. Ms. Possible about the water fluoridation.
Would it be board? Is this on?
No, not yet.
Okay. Well, I'll make this short, since I already did my presentation in the past.
Right.
I asked this board to stop the Pennsylvania American Water Company to the fluoridation of public water supplies. And just want to make a few announcements. The Bucks County Water and Sewer Authority has stopped fluoridating their water supplies. So customers can choose whether to use fluorides. And I have this announcement here. And secondly, I have the chemical composition, so what's in the water supply, what the fluoridation chemicals are, and they are not safe in any amount, especially for children. Sodium hexafluorosilicate, fluorosilicic acid, and sodium fluoride. And finally, all the board would need to do is to ask the Department of Environmental Protection, the DEP, for permission to stop the fluoridation in this township. And here's the procedure from the department. And I would be happy to come and do a full presentation if you like.
I think the last time you spoke, we said there's multiple municipalities affected by Coatesville's water rating that would have to come from all of them.
Well, that I'm actually not sure, because the water company said that they serve Valley Township and East Fallowfield, and that's the water district here.
Mm-hmm.
So other than that, I don't know why would Valley Township have power over us? If this township does not want to fluoridate, why would they be able to control us?
I'm not sure. That's something I thought was brought up previously, that it needs all the municipalities affected, or at least a majority of them, to agree to turn off the fluoridation, because it all comes from the same source. So that would be something we would need to have an answer on as well.
Yeah. So maybe invite the water company back.
Yeah, I mean, we just need clarification on that, at least from them, if that's the case. I mean, otherwise, if it's township by township or municipality by municipality, we can certainly look into that, if that's the procedure here. So,
Well, according to the DEP, it says the local township's position, and it's up to the water company then to determine how to effectuate this change. Why would Valley Township have the power to decide for us?
Right.
I don't know the question.
Okay. Anybody else have any other questions on it? Thank you.
Thank you.
Next on the agenda, the kiosk, the Tyler Schaefer Eagle Scout project. We got a letter just asking about allowing him to put a plaque up for his Eagle Scout project, which I don't have a problem with. Okay. Yeah, that's good. All right. All right. Interviews for the Board of Supervisor vacancy. As a reminder, as I just said at the beginning of the meeting, the board has to do public interviews for anybody doing a supervisor vacancy position. We'll ask some questions ourselves up here at the end of each candidate. If there's some public comment, we'll allow that, but please direct it towards me. Any questions or any comments directed towards me, not towards the candidates. And as a reminder for the rules of order, no shouting out or yelling out while we're speaking or the candidates are speaking. With that, we'll start with the first candidate on our list. Again, Mrs. Costa. Should have just left you up there.
Yes.
Okay.
How do you make this higher?
Probably, yeah, loosens and then. There you go.
Better?
I guess just starting, obviously there's a vacancy, so you put your name in. Why do you want to be on the board?
Well, I have some previous board experience with Avon Charter School. I sat at the board of trustees there. I'm also an attorney, and I'm a professor right now. I'm not practicing law, so I have some time available. So I put my shingle in to serve here.
As far as time goes, I think we've said it before, it can be anywhere from 1 to 3, 4, 5 meetings, depending on negotiations or workshops, other committees that we are trying to be better about sitting in and on. Any concern there for you as far as being able to do that?
No, I just teach 2 days a week, and I work for Google from online, and I work when I want to, so I have the time.
Based on what you've seen, what do you feel is the biggest issue facing the township right now, and how would you work to resolve that?
Well, there has been that budget issue that's going on, but it appears to have been settled for now. But that issue is probably going to come back up. And then again, my personal issue is this fluoridation issue.
Sir, but from with regards to the budget, we last year, as you know, voted to increase millage 1.5.
1.25.
I'm sorry, 1.25. When you look at the budget and you're faced with an option of either maintaining the tax or cutting services, whether it's to the police department, or the office, funding for our fire departments, what are your thoughts on that issue?
Right now, I remain neutral because I want to really examine the budget well and how this year goes, because now you have already decided on this 1.25% budget. So that's probably not going to be a big issue till the end of the year again.
Well, it is. You're right. It's not going to come to a head again until the end of the year, but it's something we have to be cognizant of now, and probably should start earlier this year looking at it with our budget projections and those numbers. So that's where my curiosity lies.
Yeah, I would have to look at all the numbers very carefully. So, because I understand what the balance of equities is. Some people don't want to increase taxes, and then again, there's this: what services can we afford to cut?
Carol, or any other question?
What are at least one positive and one negative you foresee if elected to this position?
One positive, I can put my give back something to the society. As a resident here for 13 years, and I have a vested interest. I have 3 children and a home here. So negative, well, these kinds of budget fights.
Do you say budget fights?
Well,
Not in East Fallowfield.
That's good.
Any more, Carol, for you?
She answered pretty much all the questions I had.
Okay. Any public comment or questions, again, to be directed towards me? Mr. Scott, if you could just come up to the microphone.
I don't think I need the microphone.
Mr. Fong, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Use it anyhow.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
I'd like you to find out whether, number one, and I'm going to ask each candidate, unless you four sitting supervisors will do it before this. One, is the candidates all registered voters in East Fallowfield Township? I don't want to know their party affiliation, but are they a registered voter? The second question is, as Joe did mention about taxation, how do they, and it was demonstrated last year, our earned income tax is probably not going to go up much more than what it is. And our roads are in deplorable condition. So how do we go proceed? I know that this is a general question, but if you go to your road superintendent, as I have, since 2010, he has told you that certain roads need to be done. And Mr. Chairman, last year, at I think the last meeting of the year, a budget, you indicated $500,000 was needed to bring up our roads to standard. And that did not include the Mortonville Road or Creek Road down here, which is washed out. That was not part of your $500,000. So one, are they a registered voter? Two, how do they explain or how do they attend or accomplish of getting our infrastructure back up to where it was years ago as far as the road maintenance is concerned? That's the only two questions I have for all the candidates here tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. To answer your first, yes, everybody is a registered voter, so we can answer that one ahead of time.
Okay, thank you.
Sir, Mr. Rhodes.
Just wanted to answer.
Yeah, hold on one second, buddy. Did you want to answer about the second question regarding the roads and how to
Plan for infrastructure.
plan for infrastructure? Sir, hold on one second, buddy.
That way we don't.
Yeah.
That again is a budget issue, I'm certain. And yes, I'm a registered voter.
She's what? I didn't hear that. She,
Got it, buddy?
no, but where she for what?
She said that the roads repair would be a budget issue.
What I would like to see, not to go along with what Ron had to say, Ron Scott, but I do come to all the meetings, and the township has been doing a great job as far as the roads. If they come here, the one road going down to the covered bridge for that was roughly over 100-some thousand. So every year, the supervisors do make a point to choose the roads that our road foreman thinks should be redone. So that's what we do with the liquid fuel tanks. But I would like to know that any of the candidates have any experience with administration, which is, basically the backbone of the township as far as billing developers, collecting the money. I know we subcontract a lot of things out now for trash collection and stuff like that, but I mean, same with the police department. Of course, that was a big item last year, and it'll continue to be a big item because that's one of the departments that takes up over 50% of the budget, along with the trash will be next, and then the road department. But I would like to see if they have any suggestion in reference to what they would do to try to keep the budget within means. As far as the earned income, I guess some people don't get to the school board meeting. They can raise the tax, and they are going to go to a school district. So I just wanted to know what they would do to cut or keep the same type of service the best they could, and what they would suggest, what they would do with the finance. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Rhodes. Any other public comment on this candidate? Yeah, I mean, that's similar to what we've asked, but I mean, if you feel you have a different response to Mr. Rhodes' question regarding
I
what you
think
would do.
one was skills, like do you have any skills, like administrative skills or anything like, like say computers, you understand?
I was was just thinking maybe it would be more efficient if all the candidates after interview would answer these questions. But any case, yes, computer skills definitely. I'm very computer literate. I have very good research skills. What other skills do you want?
Have you ever been for grants or anything of such as that?
I've written grants.
Okay.
Not truly, but I served as a human resources committee member at Davenport Charter School, and we did a lot of fundraising.
Okay.
But I haven't written specifically grants.
Mr. Brazzi? Similar questions for me, but, obviously with the position open, why did you want to put your name in for this open position?
I care a lot about this township, and I've been here for about 8 years, and I've been looking for an opportunity to serve the township, and serve the people in the township, and be an asset to the township, and I felt this was a good opportunity.
Okay. What do you feel is the biggest issue facing the township currently, and how would you work to solve it?
Maintaining really the quality of the township and moving the township forward, so creating a longer-term plan that we can develop a stabilized budget and a stabilized path, so a 2-, 5-, and 10-year goal, and work to meet those goals. And some of it's going through standard channels, some of it's going to be creative thinking and trying to find new ways of funding, working with the state, working with the county, and working with the city of Coatesville, and finding ways that we can fund and keep and maintain the quality of township that we have, and improve the township. So stretching budgets in every way that we can, looking at different ways of funding first responders, finding sources of funding for everybody. It's all important, and it all needs to be addressed.
And no issues with the number of meetings per month
No.
while they're making that? Okay.
As to Mr. Scott's question about how do we maintain the roads, I think it's the old adage, how do you eat an elephant one bite at a time? If you have a big project that you need to take care of, you need to schedule that out over time so that you can, if you have to redo your house or remodel your house, you take it one room at a time, and the roads are the same thing. We have to take it a piece at a time, look at and evaluate which are the highest priority and which are the most at risk, take those out first, and then start working our way backwards. It's a never-ending cycle, because as soon as you finish, you'll start something else. So maintenance is a line item that just needs to be dealt with every year, and it needs to be dealt with responsibly. And for Mr. Rhodes' question, administrative skills, I was on the board of directors of the Diabetes Association. I was executive vice president of the music education company. My last job, I was working on 4 different Olympic sites in other countries. I spent 8 years traveling to about 65 countries, working for an American firm. And as far as technology goes, I do technology now. I do engineering, design, and sales for commercial audio, video, and video conferencing. And clients are Vanguard, Teva, Aramark, major corporate enterprises. So I have about 30 subcontractors that I work with, between local, West Coast, Southwest, London, Switzerland, Australia. And so I have a lot of experience with administration as well.
Joel,
Yes.
the budget, kind of the same question I asked Serpa. Would you favor either maintaining or increasing millage, or cutting services? Or would you want to, look, obviously you want to look, we all want to look for alternative
Sure.
measures to either of those things. Do you have any ideas as to, if you look like from an outsider's perspective, not an outsider's perspective, from a resident's perspective, versus being up here on the board, what you would do if you were in one of our shoes?
I don't know that it's a question of before, and I think it's a question of a measured approach and looking at ways that we can responsibly manage the budget so that we can inch our way towards goals. Some years we'll make no progress, some years we'll make more progress. And it's, I think if we approach it responsibly, we can maintain the millage and we can also maintain a level of service that's important to the community. But I think it's a really difficult
Well, it is. I
challenge.
mean, I think one thing that's hampered us a lot is the cost of insurance and how much it's been increasing year over year. And that's why we kind of faced the crunch that we faced last year. It wasn't as great in previous years, but it's going to continue to be the biggest challenge, in my opinion, for East Fallowfield.
So one of the things that has come upon recently is self-insurance. And so evaluating whether self-insurance provides a value versus going with commercial insurance vendors, or seeing if there's a possibility of group insurance with multiple townships. I think there are other ways that you can look at this, collective buying, and I can't say that I know the answer, but I'm certainly willing to investigate it. And until you make that investigation and go down every road to find whether it's a dead end or a path, you're really not going to know what the outcome is. So I wouldn't say that I would either favor raising taxes or cutting services. I'd say until we've investigated all the possibilities and we've managed things correctly, it's not really a choice I'm willing to stand on either side of.
What are at least one positive and one negative that you foresee if elected to this position?
The positive is being of service to the community. That's an easy one. The negative is coming here on snowy days. Hepzibah Hill's a real party. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any comments from the audience? Mr. Rhodes, please go for that.
Mr. Chairman, I would just like you to ask one question in reference to all the candidates. Would they entertain a fire tax? I know that's what's been kicked around with other townships to help subsidize the fire companies, because they're all volunteer fire companies, and that would have to be put on the ballot. So I would like to know if the new person or lady or gentleman would entertain putting that on the ballot. Thank you.
What's that? Oh, well, Ms. Costa will go first, since she was in the group first. Let's see if you want to answer that.
Well, as he said, to put it on the ballot, no problem. Then the majority can decide.
Mr. President?
So it's kind of coincidental. I had this conversation with one of the township supervisors of Bridgeport this morning. I also work with him. And they're entertaining a novel idea of a $10 assessment per household to help fund the fire department. And it's something that they're having a discussion with their board. And if you look at the number, they're basing it on the number of residents, and they're just doing $10 per household. And the impact that will have on their fire department is substantial. So it's a novel approach. I don't know that it's the greatest approach.
You killed the mic.
Apparently the mic is bored with me, but yeah, but it's a creative thinking approach to a budgeting issue, and it's an offline item approach. So I thought it was a unique and interesting idea, and it's certainly something to entertain.
Mr. Scott?
I'd like to ask Mr. Brazel if that is Bridgeport, Pennsylvania.
Yes.
Okay, that's all I wanted. Bridgeport, Pennsylvania over at Norristown.
Yep.
Thank you.
Next, Mrs. Jones?
Hi,
Hi, welcome.
thank you.
very same questions, but, what made you want to put your name in for this position?
Well, I saw what was going on, and thought maybe I'd be able to be of assistance. I bring a little bit of different background. I don't have a vast municipal type background that a lot of people have, but I do have, some corporate governance background, extensive corporate governance experience, and I do have administrative, zero-based budgeting, board director, that type of experience. I think that if you bring a variety of experiences to the board, then as a whole, you would be quite effective.
And the number of meetings a month, not an issue
Not
to
an
be able to
issue.
make them? And what do you see as the biggest issue facing the township right now, and how would you solve it?
Again, I saw the budget issues, of course, and just a matter of trying to come up with, as Mr. Brazy said, creative ideas and suggestions, and looking beyond just what we see here. It's just expanding the knowledge, what we can do.
The more recent one, the fire tax question, and
I would entertain that, yes.
entertain that, okay.
That's-
And the plan for infrastructure type of thoughts?
I'd have to look into that. I'd have to educate myself a little bit more. I'd be dedicated to doing that.
Gene, same thing, township services versus tax. How would you, would you maintain the millage we put in place last year? Or possibly increase it, or would you want to cut service to the township?
Well, as the candidate said before me, if you want to learn more about the budget, try to find other ways, no one wants to have their taxes raised. So you look hard about that.
Do you have one
You do.
more?
What are at least one positive or one negative you foresee if elected to this position?
Well, as positive, I can tell you that I'm not conflicted at all. I'm pretty fair-minded. I don't have any personal gain. I don't have any affiliation with any organization that stands to gain personally from this. I'm just independent and completely independent, fair-minded and open to whatever will, continue this township in the best possible light, because it's a township to be proud of.
How long have you lived in township, Gene?
17, 18 years, yeah.
You see, okay. You've seen a lot of change then, so you
I have seen a lot.
You were here before the
Yeah.
housing boom and,
Plus, I lived like 2 blocks away from it, growing up,
oh, okay. So
all
you're
my life,
very
yeah.
familiar then.
Mhm.
Okay. What's your view on, obviously, we've had a huge population increase over the past 20 years or so. That's slowed down, obviously, the last few years, but I guess, a lot of the issues are still the same here, although on a broader scale since we're bigger now. Do you feel the township was better back before the boom possibly, or after?
Well, I think, the diversity that everyone brings to the township is a good thing. I happen to love the rural scenery of East Fallowfield as well, but, being close to everything is also very encouraging.
Yeah, it's a nice mix.
It is. It
It's
really
really,
is,
you still have a lot of rural areas out here, but at the same time, you're not far away from,
Yeah.
From Coatesville, Callan.
Right.
In regards to your accounting with the audits and the corporate accounting that you have here, were you directly involved with that, or as far as what was your part in that?
In what?
In the conducted audits and due diligence for filings for?
Oh, yeah, okay. We gather all the information from all over the company, and we audit the information to make sure that it's in compliance with the Securities and Exchange Commission rules and regulations and the
Thanks, Chief.
Thank you.
Any comments from the audience? Yeah. Mr. Long?
Yes.
Good evening, thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Start again with Mike, same questions.